Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at beautiful Haulover Inlet, Miami. But today we're not at Haulover, we're visiting Boca, and our first round is kicking off strong with a Freeman as our crew comes rolling out the inlet. We got some heavy winds and some heavy waves today. Going to be interesting to see how our captains fare as they step in the ring and try and do battle with the inlet, but they'll take a win here. And with our Freeman taking a win in the first round, that's going to get the boats on the board, and they're going to come up with a 1-0 lead as we move into the second round of our competition. And here in the second round, we're going to feature a Nortec trying to work its way out the mouth of Boca. And here we go. Cap really needs to get into this throttle. He needs to get that bow up and try and get this slightly up on plane, and no! They wind up stuffing it early. Our crew is about to be in for a rough ride as they're heading out into the rollers, and he didn't get any momentum before he got there, and now they'll have a tough time trying to get this one up, and man, they take a second wave. Unbelievable. This crew right here is going to wind up going down hard for the boats here in the second round as they have a pretty rough exit out of Boca, and they will wind up taking a loss here for the boats. And that will bring us to the third round of our contest. We are now tied at 1 apiece. And here in the third round, the boats are going to go ahead and toss a scout in the ring to see if they can get back on top and take that edge over the inlet. And this is one of those big scouts. These ones usually do really well. I am always surprised by how well these larger scouts wind up handling the inlets even on these rougher days. Now this crew is taking it slow as they come in on approach, trying to make sure they keep that bow high so they don't run into any issues with the heavy following sea they're dealing with. This is a big boat though. I really feel they could have opened this one up a little bit, had a little more throttle as they were working their way in, and things probably still would have been just fine. And here they go, they start to open it now, and they're gonna drop into the trough and almost wind up getting it there, but fortunately for them, they make it out and they will wind up taking a win for the boats. And that's going to give the boats the 2-1 edge as we move into the fourth round of our contest. And here in the fourth round, the boats are going to toss a Chris Craft in the ring to see if they can go ahead and close this one out. And our crew's coming out. Cap's got the boat up on plane and winds up smacking down fairly hard. And man, he is in for a rough ride. Boca is throwing everything she's got at him. He gets vertical right there, and Cap does wind up having to back off the throttle. Boca just kept bashing and bashing him to the point where they couldn't take it anymore, and then Captain has to come back. Now he's gonna have to idle his way out of the inlet. This one, he looked pretty solid up front, trying to keep his speed up and work his way out as quickly as he could. But again, when Boca just starts beating you down, eventually you just wind up having to take the loss and back off the throttle, which is exactly what Captain did here as Boca threw him completely off of his game, and he winds up taking a loss in the fourth round. And that will bring us to our fifth and final round of our competition. We are now tied at 2 apiece. Who will take the win in this episode? Will it be the boats or Haulover? Let's go ahead and find out as we'll get the fifth round kicked off as the boats are going to send a cobia out to try and close it out, and I'm torn on this one. Even if they make it out, this many people on the bow on this rough of a day at Boca is really kind of a bad call in my opinion. But our crew, they're going to start working their way out. Cap leans into the throttles. The crew on the bow winds up hanging on as they go over the first wave. But overall, Cap's picked a good pace, and they're slowly and methodically working their way out as he's taking it easy with the people up in the bow of the boat. Right now, they don't really do anything wrong. They don't break any of the rules, and I think I'm going to be forced to have to give them the win in this one, but let me know how you feel about that in the comments below. But that's going to go ahead and give the boats the win in this episode. Thanks for watching, crew. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens to the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.